hardware backdoor detection. Okay, so I bought a product. I have a doubt. Okay, I have a doubt. My hardware device, it may have a backdoor. Okay, I want to detect it. I want to find it. So how can I do it? There are some methods available. Okay, there are two methods available. One is called the destructive method and second one is the non-destructive method. Okay, so basically what is detection means? So detection mechanism are used to discover the presence of the hardware backdoors. Okay, it is a very highly complicated process actually. Okay, in some of the cases, so users 100% throughout their lifetime, they could not find it. They could not detect the backdoors available in the hardware. Okay, so only few people can detect the detections. That means they can detect the hardware backdoors. So what is backdoor detection means? It is a detection mechanisms that are used to discover the presence of the hardware backdoors. Then once found, suppose if you found a backdoor, okay, a hardware backdoor in any of the hardware components means then a malicious components could be removed from the design. So it should be removed. Then, so removing means it applies once it is discovered in any level. It could be in the register level or it could be in the integrated circuit level. So automatically you have to isolate and you have to avoid triggering that particular backdoors. So we already discussed about the triggering concept. So there are two different types of triggering available, analog trigger and digital triggerings. So this trigger should not happen because once if the trigger happen, automatically the payload will be executed. So what we have to do means instead of switch off the payload, so don't give that particular trigger. Okay, you have to be very careful. The trigger is not going to be activated. Okay, that is going to be a very important one. Then security experts have focused backdoor detection and post fabrication phase due to how the critical the fabrication process is. So there are a lot of tools also available. Okay, some sophisticated tools available. By using the tools you can detect. Okay, you can detect the backdoors available in a particular device. Then, so considered to be the weakest link in the product development cycle. Suppose if your product is having a backdoor means it is going to be the very weakest one. So the principal detection methods, there are a lot of methods available. Okay, so we are going to see the two different methods. Now, the first method of backdoor detection is destructive method. Then the second method is a non-destructive method. So what is a destructive method? Means the word itself, it is very clear. A form of detection completely destroys, okay, the analyzed component. So you are going to destroy the component. Okay, so I have a doubt in my mouse. Maybe this mouse is having some malicious components. So what I'm going to do means I'm going to break it. I'm going to open it. So I'm going to break the product. I'm going to see what are the things available inside that electronic components, and I'm going to remove it all. So this is it's not a cheap method. It's an expensive method. It is a time-consuming method. It is completely a reverse engineering technique. So reverse engineering process are generally performed here. Okay, reverse engineering means like we are going to add everything one on another, and we are going to remove one by one. Okay, I'm going to take a screwdriver. I'm going to open my electronic components. I'm just going to open everything. I'm going to see what are the things available, remove the additional components, and I'm going to assemble. So while reassembling, sometimes it may work or it may not work. Okay, I think most of us are having that experience. Okay, if any problem, automatically we will open the product. Okay, either TV or whatever it is, televisions or keyboard. So any of the electronic components, okay, the user itself, they will directly open it and check what is it. And if you reassemble, okay, there are a lot of chances available the product is not going to work. So this is about the detection methods. So in the detection method, okay, re-engineering process, the product will be destroyed. After destroying, that means the product will be opened. We are going to check the each and everything, electronic circuits, okay, all the types of things available. And if you are able to detect, okay, the malicious components, you can remove it. Sometimes the product may work and sometimes the product may not work. So this is about the destructive method. Non-destructive method. So non-destructive method means, so it is very clear, the word itself, it is very clear. We are not going to break. So does not destroy the component. So we are going, okay, we need the product to run, but at the same time I want to find, okay, I want to detect the backdoors available in that. So does not destroy the component. They are classified as being either invasive, that means offensive or non-offensive technique, and just leave the design unaltered. Okay, you are not going to do any major thing, only you are going to identify the backdoor. Okay, so there are two methods available, invasive method and non-invasive method. So in the invasive methods, modify the design of the components to control the embedded features of the backdoor. Example, insertion of additional input output or each module to allow the execution to the self-testing circuitry. So that means you are going to check the each and every part of your electronic, that means the hardware device, and you are going to check everything whether it is working perfectly or not. So if you find anything, okay, you are going to simply replace that. So in a non-invasive hardware Trojan detection, this is performed by comparing the performance of a component with a known good copy. So two things we are going to take. I am going to check how this component is working. The first, okay, in two hardware devices I am going to take. Okay, I am having a doubt in my keyboard means I am going to keep two keyboards. So I am checking the first one, the same thing I am going to check it in the second one. If both are same means then no problem. Go to the next step. So you are going to compare the performance of your product with another one with a good copy. So if both are running means then okay. So you are going to detect it. Okay, why this is happening like this? Why it is not happening here? So this is about the non-invasive method of hardware detections. But here the main aim is we are not going to do any destruction for the product. That means the electronic component or the electronic product should be saved here. Okay, that is going to be the non-destructive method.